Sure what these people are thinking, but Patrick Cavanaugh from comicbook.com wrote this dissertation, we'll call it, on why Halloween must move on from Michael Myers.
Are you fucking high?
Jesus Christ. They tried that in Halloween 3. And while Halloween 3, which I have a video next week, I'm working on that now. And we just reviewed it last night on Tuesday Night Terrorvision, which will be excerpts from the review in the video. And we start out with Harry Grimbridge, and he's running. This is what we saw at the beginning of the credits here. That's a fantastic movie. Halloween 3 is awesome. If you just called it Season of the Witch, it would have been even better. It didn't belong in the Halloween franchise. I understand they were trying to make it an anthology. We all know that. But Michael Myers is integral to the franchise of Halloween. This is the thing. You don't need to take Michael Myers and, make him something he's not. That is completely antithetical to the franchise. You don't need to take Michael Myers out of the franchise and have a new killer like they tried to do in Halloween Ends with the Corey Cunningham story. That was ridiculous. It was rejected. But to have a Halloween movie and have it not be, a spin-off or a anthology attempt like Halloween 3 was, and just have it without Michael Myers, like, what are you doing? That's not going to work. This guy is a complete fucking jackass as a writer. Like, and I read through this. I could read this whole article to you guys, but I don't want to bore you, so we'll just hit some of the bullet points here. The strength of the original Halloween is in its restraint and subtlety, with slashers not yet becoming a major subgenre in the world of horror. Carpenter and Hill delivered audiences a creepy premise featuring authentically teenaged characters that came to life with moody and ominous cinematography.
I'll be totally wiped out.
I don't think you have enough to do tomorrow.
Totally.
The experience was heightened by Carpenter's sparse and jarring musical score, which he crafted in order to save time and money, only to become a seminal composition. And he says right here, one of the more disastrous decisions, however, was revealing that Michael was motivated to kill based on his familial connection to Laurie, who audiences learned was his younger sister. This kicked off a long-running and convoluted mythology for the figure, earning only diminishing returns with each subsequent sequel. Well, Part 4 was great, and Part 5 would have been better received, but it was shit. Part 6 was not good. H2O was fucking awesome. I love H2O. That's a great movie. Halloween Resurrection is dumb fun. But this idea that you can do this without Michael and it's going to make money is completely off fucking... And he quote, he goes, back in 1982, Halloween series attempted to move away from Myers with the Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, an experience that wasn't nearly as dreadful as the previous two movies. Yet, and dreadful meaning frightening, not the movies was bad. The movies were bad. Yet had a direct connection to October 31st. Instead of a masked killer stalking teens in a suburb, Season of the Witch featured an evil mask maker embedding the power of ancient runes into Halloween masks that would kill their young wearers, ultimately making the children a massive sacrifice to otherworldly entities. The absence of Myers was felt among audiences who were largely disappointed in the effort, especially given the experience was a much campier and lighthearted affair. There's still a lot to love about the adventure, which has earned a passionate cult following over the years. The producers of the franchise, though, immediately caved to fan backlash and released Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers in 1988, which is, incidentally, my favorite in the whole franchise. You can go check out my video on that in the Halloween franchise playlist. Largely due to mismanagement, never imagining anything beyond make Michael Myers kill people, the Halloween franchise, which has earned one of the most nonsensical and inconsistent timelines, including Season of the Witch and Rob Zombie's 2 reboot films, the Halloween franchise has earned 5 different timelines, some of which contradict or retcon one another, or even have to go out of their way to explain how the narratives negate the events of their predecessors. The reason for all these changes, retcons, and reboots is due to the filmmakers' attempts to explain how Michael could persist regardless of his horrific injuries. That's what I love about Jason Voorhees in part 6 through 8, is he's a revenant. He's zombie Jason, if you will. Michael Myers has always been human. I honestly think 1, 2, 4, and 5 are the best human portrayals of him. Possibly H2O as well. The David Gordon Green movies were just bad. They were bad, and I did a video on those, and they're very pretentious. Like, the author that wrote the article is very pretentious and speaking about how they're elevated and they deconstruct the originals. The originals don't need deconstructing, especially 1 and 2. Those don't need deconstructing. If you try to do that, you're a moron. You're an absolute moron who does not actually care about them. You're just a narcissist who thinks you can do something better than somebody who fucking created it. And having Halloween without Michael Myers is, that's peanut butter without the jelly. That's pizza without the pepperoni. You can't do it. You can't do it. I don't need to go any further in this. I mean, from a absolute access media shill, Halloween must move on from Michael Myers. Yeah, and Nightmare on Elm Street's got to move on from Freddy Krueger, and Friday the 13th definitely needs to move on from Jason Voorhees and make him a body-jumping slug who possesses people, because that played out so well in Jason Goes to Hell, the first of the garbage tier New Line Cinema Friday the 13th movies. They weren't Friday the 13th, Jason movies, not Friday the 13th. Those are Jason movies. Jason Goes to Hell, Jason fucking X, Freddy vs. Jason. Yeah, you can take all those, throw them in a bag, and just pitch them in the river, as far as I'm concerned. The only one of those I'll watch is Jason X. It's stupid, but at least it's enjoyable because it's kind of self-aware. Jason Goes to Hell, Adam Marcus had no fucking clue what he was doing. He was listening to Sean Cunningham tell him what to do. He got the job through nepotism. He was Cunningham's son's friend in film school. So, yeah, those movies are junk. New Line never knew how to properly present Jason Voorhees, and it showed in all their movies. I don't like Freddy vs. Jason. I don't like it. I like Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy Krueger is not my favorite character, but I enjoy the, part 3 is my favorite in the franchise of that. 3, then 1, then New Nightmare, and I don't know, the rest of them you can just take or leave. But you can't have Friday the 13th without Jason. You can't have Hellraiser without fucking Pinhead. You can't have Texas Chainsaw Massacre without Leatherface. You can't have the Phantom of the Opera without the Phantom. You sure as fuck can't have Halloween without Michael Myers, So, yeah, that to me just reeks of somebody just wanted to get paid for a cheap article to write. And that's what this is, and I'm helping him engagement farm with this. But I mean, when I see takes like this, especially this smooth-brained, I mean, I can't help myself but, dig into this. But I didn't want to go through the entire article because it's a word salad, and him trying to justify his idiotic fucking suggestion. And yeah, that's about all I got on this one, guys. Do you think Halloween could actually work without Michael Myers? Because I don't see it happening. Like I said, you can call it another movie. You're just going to make another movie at that point. Don't put a Halloween banner on it like they did with 3. I accept 3 as part of the franchise now. It's because it's been so long. But I don't abide by the school of thought that you can do this without Michael. It doesn't work that way. So leave your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe if you're so inclined. You can join as a channel member, $2.99, $4.99. Patreon, you can join for $2 a month. We got a ton of content over there and more on the way. Member stream this evening, guys. I'm Etep from Wrestling with Horror. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. We really appreciate it. That's it, gang. I'll catch you on the next one. Remember, it's always better to burn out and fade away, or think you could do a Halloween movie without Michael Myers that isn't Season of the Witch. Sheer fucking hubris.